Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everybody. When you hear this word, right away you get a picture, and I'm not psychic, I'm not clairvoyant. I'm going to guess you would use this word in this, we all would use it in the same sentence. Here you go. The word I'm talking about is metabolism. Now think for a second. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? People say, oh, they have a fast metabolism. They don't gain weight. We always associate that word with weight, but it goes way deeper than that. We're going to talk about the metabolism, how it supports you, how sometimes it doesn't. What is a metabolism? She's going to answer those questions. She is an amazing holistic and transformational coach. Power of energy. She harnesses that between coaching, Reiki, sound healing, and so much more. And she's back with us. Candy Foster joins us on the program. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Steve? Thank you for having me back.
Oh, good to have you here. And this whole word metabolism, we associate it with, I think most of us weight. Like, you've got a fast metabolism. My metabolism's really slow. It's never used in other applications or references, but it should be. Well, let's go there. What's a metabolism?
100%.
What is it?
Metabolism is how our body processes energy, how it metabolizes, how it processes energy. So it's, how we metabolize food, energy, stress, all the stuff. So when we're talking metabolism, it's not just our weight that, that's the first thing we all think of, right? Because that's what we see. But it also encompasses our inflammation, our stress, our sleep, our disease, blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, you name it. Everything that we go to get those tests for with our doctor on an annual basis, basically that covers it.
So the metabolism is many different things. It almost sounds like it's the baseline for the body.
Yeah, it houses our health, right?
Would you say it's maybe the foundation? You said houses.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, let's change the perspective here. Metabolism, put the weight thing aside. How does metabolism relate to your blood pressure?
That always comes to inflammation. Inflammation is our blood pressure, our blood sugar, our pain, all those things. Blood pressure is hard to explain.
Okay. So wait, now I think I'm getting a clearer picture because I didn't realize this, but yes or no, inflammation, your blood pressure is directly related to inflammation. Yes or no?
It is. Yes.
Okay. So it seems reasonable to think that inflammation is connected to metabolism, how you metabolize certain things, food and such, and that can or cannot cause inflammation, which can affect your blood pressure. I'm connecting the dots, but is the connection correct?
Yes, correct.
Wow. Yep. Wow. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that blood pressure is connected. Is it always connected to inflammation?
It's connected to inflammation. Yeah, essentially. I mean, yes, and the foods we eat, and there we go. It's like a circle, right? Whether our body metabolizes it properly, whether we're having too much, life is balance. Finding balance in our food, our energy, our stress, all those things. It's like always that creating that circle, right? We circle back to something else.
How does we wonder what our blood pressure is. So we get a check, put a cuff on, 30 seconds at the most, you know where you're at. How does one check their metabolism?
It's a little, it's not really, it's like, well, we all gauge it as our weight. Our weight's not doing, where we want it. That's our first place where we go. That's why we're talking about this, right?
Hmm.
But if we have something to eat and all of a sudden we feel tired, exhausted, uh, just like we can't live, we just can't get out of our own way, then something's not right. And that's metabolism. But is it because it's spiked our blood sugar? Is it because our body doesn't like that certain food? Do we have a sensitivity? There's so many things that go into it, right?
Hmm. Is it reasonable to think that when we get older, I'm carefully choosing my words because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but as we get older, our metabolism is different so that it's harder to lose weight. I would
It truly
assume,
is. Our metabolisms change
yeah,
as we get older. And once we get 40, 50, man or woman, but it's different for men, women, different ages, different races, different backgrounds, so it's not a one size fits all thing.
what's the first steps to improve one's metabolism? Or make it
So,
more efficient. Make it more efficient. Maybe that's the word. I don't
yeah,
even I don't even know if that's the right word.
yeah, well, like it is, yeah. And it's really more, it's like the things we've been talking about, cleaning up the diet, uh, getting cleaner things, letting go of the processed stuff that, and is hard. That's hard
Hmm,
in this day and age because a lot of us who are busy and running around and have a packed schedule and kids and parents and all the stuff,
totally.
it's hard to cook from scratch and have those whole foods, but it really is imperative because we've talked about that too. Everything's filled with garbage that our body doesn't know how to metabolize.
It is really challenging unless you have the time, a lot of time to prepare. First of all, shop and shop at places that you trust, i.e., a farm stand where you're talking to the
Right.
farmer. Hey, would you put in that? Any pesticides? No, sir. Oh, okay. And then cook. So you're watching what is going into the meal and what is going into your body. We don't have, many of us, the time to do that. So what's the best
Right.
case scenario? How can we, without a lot of time, do the best possibly we can?
Oh, well, there's several things, it's like I do, I'm busy too. But I try to make time on Sunday to meal prep. I'll make a plan for meals for the week. So I have a pretty good plan for the week. I'll meal prep some things so that they're ready, so that, it's like, yeah, always feel like I don't have time to do that, but I don't have
Mm,
time not to.
mm. So many friends meal prep on Sunday. I have an older
Yep.
daughter, and she does the same exact thing. And I, deep down inside, Candy, it's my my intuition is screaming, do it. And then the other's like, well, it's a lot of work. I don't cook. I admit it. Um, but if you prepare things, you got the whole week set. And I'm buying, prepared meals at a local place. They're freshly prepared. I don't know what's going in them. You
Right.
know, it's better than some of the other things you could be eating. But truth be told, what you pay, it's $10 a meal. It must cost them a buck to
Right.
make a chicken wrap. What's in there? A wrap, chicken, a little bit of marinara sauce, maybe a little bit of cheese, a couple of spices, blah blah blah. Well, a dollar, maybe a buck 25, and I paid
Yep.
$10 for it because I was lazy and didn't have the time. But I could have made that thing. All
Yep.
right, let me ask you this. When we talk about cooking chicken, right? You could cook your own chicken, prepare those meals. Is chicken that doesn't come frozen, but it's in a bag? There's a name brand that's known for chicken. Um, is that okay in your opinion, as somebody that gravitates to the holistic side of things?
Yeah, I think it's always you do the best you can in the moment, whatever you're doing, different today is better than yesterday. It's
Mm,
it's all about progress, not perfection. So I always say to begin with, if you're talking chicken, make sure it's antibiotic free
mm.
and work from there. If you're looking for organic, pasture raised, free range, that kind of thing, then you do what you can with the budget you have
Yep.
and or the availability. Some people don't have availability to that, so you just have to buy the best thing you can find.
Right. Right. And yeah, right down to the sodium content. A lot of times it's loaded with sodium. Consideration there as well. Um, some other things that we can do to better support our metabolism.
If you're looking, and quickly wise, if you're looking for convenience, frozen vegetables are never a bad idea.
Oh my
You know,
gosh,
frozen,
I am so on your page with that. Thank you for
they're
bringing
so
that up.
easy.
And it's my understanding that they're way fresher than buying other vegetables because they don't have to travel the same way because they're flash frozen, assumably pretty soon after they're picked.
Right.
So you're not getting those chemicals on there to prolong them from point A to point B to C into the grocery store. And
Absolutely.
and then you don't have to worry, and this is big for me, you don't have to worry about them going bad. Oh my
Same,
gosh.
even me.
Oh, I don't buy strawberries anymore. I
I
can't.
know. My
I
daughter comes in and brings, all her, because she's here a few days a week. She's back in school. And so she's bringing all her produce in, and she comes in Monday and throws out the cucumber that she left in the drawer. She throws out the oranges she left in the drawer. She
that's
brings in more strawberries.
that's all I do is throw stuff out and I'll buy cucumbers for a salad and I might not get to it right away. Or if I do, there's 5 cucumbers in the cellophane pack and 4 or 5 days later, it's like, oh my God, they're turning white. What's this garbage on here?
Yep.
In the garbage. Same thing
Yep.
with strawberries, but the strawberries, I can buy them frozen. They taste better and fresher. And
Yep.
I like to make smoothies, so I don't have to add ice. That gives you
Exactly.
the icy, crunchy consistency if that's, what you're looking for. So thank you for bringing up frozen vegetables.
Yeah, they're a time saver. It's a waste saver. So, and they're more nutritious most of the time. So that's a biggie.
What else should we be looking at?
If you're looking for fruit and you have it's like you just said frozen berries are great. My dad's gives me frozen berry. He's got blueberries at his house. So I've got bags and bags of frozen blueberries. So I don't have to buy any fruit,
Wow.
but
Uh,
they're a good one.
Antioxidants, good for
Yep.
you. I'll share, and it surprisingly wasn't that expensive. I bought blueberry juice. It was in a bottle. It says it's organic. It's just blueberry juice. That's it. Not from concentrate or anything like that. I think maybe it was $3.99 for at least 4 servings, at least that. And I find I can't do 8 ounces of blueberry juice. That's one of the servings.
Right.
Like pretty dense. But oh my gosh, it was like the flavor was like, oh, give me more, give me more. I can't do 8 ounces, but I'll come back for a swig later. But that's like my fun. To me, that's a treat. That's the open up the
Yeah.
refrigerator, yeah, like the kid with the milk carton and throw it back in there.
Yep.
So refreshing and so good for you too.
For sure.
Mm,
And if you're having sweet cravings and stuff, sometimes fruit or those sweeter vegetables are a good way to kind of stave them off.
mm,
The sugar is a killer for our inflammation.
mm. Okay, let's talk about one particular vegetable that's been very much on my radar. Sweet potato. I'm hearing it's super good for you. We don't realize it.
Super. Yeah, super good for us. Good, those are the complex carbohydrates we need, right?
Mm,
Those are the things that were grown. They're nature's carbohydrates. And we know exactly what's in them, right? It's how they were meant for us to eat. So those are great. They're super colorful. It's like they say, eat the rainbow. That's no joke. That helps us get all the minerals, nutrients, enzymes we need for
mm.
a healthy gut and a healthy body. So,
Wow. I that place I go for meals, they'll put be it chicken, could be meat on a bed of sweet potatoes. In fact,
Yum.
they even sell cooked 1 pound of sweet potatoes. If you want to buy it and make your own stuff,
Yep.
it's available, if you don't want to, and spend the time cooking. Um, Other thoughts on metabolism, things that maybe we didn't realize.
Well, you don't stop to think that your when your metabolism's off, that could be part of your blood sugar issues, your, headaches. I've been the queen of headaches, and it's like
Mm.
when I clean up my diet, my headaches are less. I mean, I've been very graceful my entire life and hit my head off everything there was to hit it off. So that explains some of it. But when I eat better, when I feel less inflamed, then I have much less headaches.
Interesting. How do you know, you personally, how do you know you're less inflamed?
What's that?
How do you know you're less inflamed?
Well, my first thing is like I can feel it right here. It's like, oh, my fingers, they're so puffy and tight, right? But most of us have a um, something that is damaged, or like I used to have trouble with my wrists. That'll be if I have, like, I have a gluten issue. If I have gluten, I will instantly feel it right in my wrists within an hour.
Mm.
And that's one of my sensitive spots. If you have a knee problem, all of a sudden you've eaten some, if you've cleaned up your diet and
Wow.
you eat something you're not supposed to, it'll be like, oh, my knee hurts or my back hurts, or our body will have those sensitive areas that'll be like, hey, this is not working for me.
Would this be also considered the proverbial, I'm having a flare up?
Yeah, essentially.
So it's the inflammation causing the flare up potentially
Yeah.
of an existing, let's say, potentially chronic condition. Wow. All right. You got to listen to your body.
Yeah, it really is. And as a society, we've gotten away from that so much
Mm,
because of our schedules and our lifestyles. And yeah, we just go, go, go. And we're just like, oh, give me something to fix it because I gotta go, right? So
wow. Learning a lot today about this whole word metabolism. I don't want to say it again, but what else you got? I like what fascinating.
it's the things that we, getting back to I keep saying it and not to be repetitive, but whole foods, watching our oil intake, not
Mm,
necessarily fat. Fat doesn't make us fat, but really paying attention to quality oils, not the inflammatory oils. Things like canola are very inflammatory and not good for us. Seed oils, if they're not done properly, they can be very inflammatory. There are certain oils that, if cooked at a high heat, they become damaged, and that damages our cells. So, learning about the quality oils is important for our inflammation and our metabolism. Protein, we talked about that last week, I believe,
hmm
um, and how important it is to have good quality protein.
So, talking about oils, I met a gentleman who's like 84, in great shape, and definitely very much into a Mediterranean diet. And he takes a tablespoon of organic, high quality olive oil in the morning and at night. And he swears that's why he's healthy. What are your thoughts?
I think that there could be, I mean, I don't know the research, but the Mediterraneans, I mean, you look at their lifestyle and their health, and that's, it's kind of a blue zone, right? Kind of thing. It's like they live healthy, they still have their wine, they have their oils, but their lifestyle seems to
Mm,
behoove them.
hmm
And there's a lot out there about that good quality olive oil every day. And um, I haven't tried it because I don't think I could do a tablespoon of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in the
Yeah,
morning.
that's it. Extra virgin. And I gotta, I'll be honest, it's an acquired taste. They have different flavored ones. I, of
Yep.
course, immediately went out and bought olive oil. Um, Steve doesn't cook, so wasn't aware at the time. And I bought just regular. I didn't know that there was, you could buy it flavored with fruit, etc. When it goes down, after it's down there, it's like, whoa, that's a little bit of a burn going down there. But to illustrate how it's packed with a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and people have been, raving
Doing
about
it
it.
for,
One spoon is 120 calories.
right.
There's a lot going on in that olive oil.
Yeah, exactly. And though, and that's one of the things that we've been taught, stay away from fat. It's not, fat doesn't make us fat. Sometimes it's more the kind of fat that we're, consuming, and it's not in quality foods and nature's foods. It's in our processed foods,
Mm,
and then our body doesn't know what to do with it anymore.
yeah. I would love to go back to like the 1800s. Pick that time where, yeah, there was some technology, but it was a slower way of life. Yes, there was challenges that there as they are now, just different types of
Oh yeah,
challenges. Um, but to really look at, the health of people, like interview 100 people about their health and just kind of look at what's going on. Like we have all this medical technology. Oh my gosh, imaging and yeah, medicine if you need it, and on and on and on and on and on. But then we have a poison food supply.
right.
It's almost like what the blank is going on here. You take so many steps forward this way, but now you're taking them back. So, go to the 1863. They
Yeah,
didn't have the medical technology, but the food was pure.
yeah. We need
It's
to select some of those things back.
yeah, yeah. And again, as life is more challenging, now you don't have time to cook, many of us. But they made time back in the day. And I
Yeah,
wonder, the health, it's challenging to even to comprehend it because they had other challenges that made them sick,
for sure.
but it probably wasn't food. Now we've taken care of those challenges, polio, et cetera, et cetera. Fabulous, great, all good. But now we're eating garbage. It's so
Right.
ridiculous. So ridiculous.
It is. It
Mm.
is.
But it's not going to change unless we change it. So,
Exactly. And going back to, it's like we always say we have no time, this and that. We have to prioritize our health and make that our first chain of self-care, right?
yeah. And I'm not doing politics here, but the government isn't going to really change it for us. We have to be
Yeah, they're
intentional.
not doing much for us these days when it comes to food.
No, and I'm not, FDA, I'm not going politics, anything like that. All I'm going to say is I still can't believe that pet food is not regulated. They can put whatever they want in it. Like it doesn't matter. It's like, are you kidding? Like I'll bet you
Yeah.
our pet population, you hear about cats getting cancer after a couple of years. Like what the heck's going on with that?
Yeah, I know. When last year we had a dog who ended up with oral cancer. And when that happened, I dug in and they were saying that our pets are so much more sensitive to the pollutants and the toxins in our world than we are. And
Yeah.
so, even in our water and the air that they breathe, but when you stop and think about the stuff that they put in their food, it's like, yeah, why do they get oral cancer? I mean, we've always fed our animals, the better, not the top end of the natural kind of stuff, but yeah, it's a battle.
Mm. And you crack open a jar of, I have it party mix for cats. It's like crack. They're like, oh my God, why? That stuff, whatever, it's just to attract them, to make them, to like it. But it's not good for them.
Right.
Nor is any government agency approved it for them. Candy, how do we find you? If somebody wants to change their metabolism, get on the path to better health, how do they connect?
Check out my website, Candy Holmes Foster Wellness, Holmes with an L, .com. And right on that front page, you can call me, you can set up an appointment for a free consultation, and I can't wait to talk.
Thank you for the insight today. Really cleared up a lot when it comes to that word metabolism.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.